Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. I'm your host Samantha here, and today we have my guest host, Lorelai. Are you excited to be back on the show, Lorelai?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? So how excited are you? Just amount?
Like 3,000.
Like 3,000 excited?
Yeah.
Me too. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So for our second to last show, which I'm so sad. Like I've had so much fun this season, and it's getting towards the end. So we had a really chaotic show today with several different guests, more than we normally have. But for this first segment, I'm going to be interviewing my co-host Lorelai, since we didn't get to do it last time. I didn't get to ask you a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah.
You got answers for my questions, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. For the first question I got you, Lorelai, is how old are you?
5, about to be 6.
You're about to be 6, but when's your birthday?
June 19th.
So you're almost 6, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you excited to be 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much.
Very much excited?
Yeah.
All right, Lorelai. So what do you do? Are you an actress?
Yes.
What kind of acting do you do?
Well, I do mostly jobs that I commit to and my agent commits.
Yeah. So you do lots of different kinds of
I
things?
have 3 agents.
You have 3 agents?
Uh-huh.
Where are you from?
I'm from North of Lake Charles.
Is that in Louisiana?
Yes.
Yeah. So you drove all the way here just to be on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you happy?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, Lorelai. So you have a job coming up, don't you?
Yes.
Are you excited about that? Can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah. My part is Lily.
All right.
Well, not actually Lily, but I say Lily on my show.
Okay, perfect. So did your agent get you that job?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you like to do acting, right?
Yes.
Do you take classes?
Not very much.
Not very often?
Well, I actually don't ever take classes, but I am good at acting.
You think so? I
Yeah.
think so too. So what are the kind of things that you do to get your jitters out before you go into an audition?
Well, first I shake my hands all crazy.
So you can get your nerves out?
Yeah. And then I pop my neck.
You pop your neck before you go into auditions?
And then I do this to my elbow.
Ah.
I mean my shoulder.
Yeah?
I get mixed up.
Do you like to do auditions?
Yeah.
What kind of things do you do in an audition, Lorelai?
Well, here's something I really like to do. First, I kind of do this
Uh-huh.
to my hands.
So you can get your nerves out?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you like to do auditions?
Yeah.
What's the funnest audition you've ever done? Do you remember?
Astronaut Wives Club.
That was your favorite audition?
Uh-huh.
How long have you been doing acting?
Well, since I was 3.
Since you were 3, so 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you like to do when you're not acting?
I like to be myself and go to fun stuff.
Fun stuff. So, you said that you're almost 6. So,
Yes.
Are you going to have a birthday party?
Yes.
What kind of things are going to be there?
Well, Elsa stuff and lots of mermaid stuff.
Lots of mermaids. Speaking of mermaids, do you remember when we did our mermaid photo shoot?
Yes.
Was that fun?
Oh, yeah.
Do you like to take pictures? Do you do that a lot?
Not very often.
Not very often. What was your favorite photo shoot you did?
My last one.
What did you dress up as?
Well, actually, my middle one.
The middle one?
Fairy.
You were a fairy? Yeah?
Yeah. And the other one, I was a Little Bo Peep.
Little Bo Peep. So you do like taking pictures, right?
Yeah.
All right. So if you could tell somebody who wants to do acting, one thing that you think is the most important thing when you're acting, what would that be?
I think getting my crazies out.
You got to get your crazies out, huh? So all you do is you just jiggle when you get your crazies out?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what else do you do?
Well, here's something else I do. There's a little thing that I do, singing.
You like to sing?
Yeah,
Do you want to tell everybody who your favorite singer is?
sure.
Yeah?
My favorite singer is Katy Perry and Taylor Swift.
Really?
Really?
Do you listen to their songs all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have been listening to Katy Perry like all the way over here.
All the way here, huh?
Uh-huh.
That's a long time, huh?
It's Eye of the Tiger.
That's your favorite?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right, Lorelai. So, at home, you said you like animals, right?
Yes.
How many animals do you have?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dogs
6 dogs
and 1 cat.
and 1 cat. What are their names?
Willie, Gracie, Dixie. I got Dixie first. She's teenager-ish.
So she's older than all the other puppies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Only Gracie is older than every other puppy in my house.
Really? How old is Gracie?
Like, 6.
Like 6. So she's older than you are?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She's about to be 9.
About to be 9?
Uh-huh.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, this was a fun interview, Lorelai. Did you have fun asking? Let me ask you questions.
Yes.
So, we have our next guest. Are you going to be asking questions to our next guest?
Yes.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, that was an interview, wasn't it? We have gone through all of our questions. So, Lorelai, what was your favorite part of this interview before we go?
My favorite part was when you asked me if I sing.
Do you want to sing us something before we go?
Sure.
Yeah?
I'll sing you one of my songs.
You sing us one of your songs, Lorelai?
Yeah. It's a mystery song. It's
Okay.
called The Mystery.
It's called The Mystery. This is her song. All right. All yours.
Don't drop it. What you think will be yourself.
Wow, Lorelai, that was really good. Do you want to be a singer when you grow up?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, guys, we will take a short break, and then we have our next guest after this. Are you excited?
Yes.
All right, so we will see you right after the break. Good job, Lorelai. Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. My name is Samantha here, and this is my co-host, Lorelai Gilbert. And this is our next guest. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
My name is Marilyn Carter, and I'm from Weatherford, Texas, and I'm the owner and operator of the Texas Opry Theater in Weatherford.
Awesome. So I've got a couple questions to ask you, and so does Lorelai. So my first one is, your husband, Jerry Carter, I believe, right?
Yes.
Started the theater in 1991. Tell us how he stumbled upon the property.
Well, actually, the building was originally built in 1946 as the York Avenue Baptist Church. And they used it until the late 70s, and then they outgrew it and moved out and built another church elsewhere in town. And it sat there kind of empty for a number of years. Another couple came in and opened up and started doing the Texas Opry. And my husband Jerry, he was he had a newspaper business in town, and he and his partner were looking for other office spaces, and the building was for sale. They were able to buy it, and Jerry had been a musician and had a band as a young man, and had always been interested in the music business, and very, very good singer, still is today. And so he and his partner bought it and decided to do the half of it that was the worship hall, turn that into the auditorium, the theater, and then the other half was offices and nursery and that type of thing. They finished it out as office space, which today we have a church that meets there on Sundays, and we have our lead guitarist that's in our band. He gives guitar lessons there during the week, keeps a constant stream of students in and out. And we've had different other. My office is in there, and we have several other things that people rent it out for wedding receptions and baby showers and seminars and meetings and that type of thing.
All right, yeah.
And then over in the auditorium, we went in there, totally gutted it out from down to the walls, and refinished it with everything, because by that time it was already 40 or 50 years old. And put in new electrical, plumbing, new walls, everything. But that was in '92, and since that's been 25 years, starting in 2010, we went back in there and started renovating it, and we painted it. We changed the acoustics on the walls, put a new stage curtain up. We updated it, upgraded the sound system and the lighting, and turned it into it's really, really nice.
Wow, yeah, it sounds great. Do you remember of any of the earlier bands that's played there, and do any of them still come back and play just for a good time's sake and things?
Yeah, we've had so many of the big names from Nashville and Branson. Many of them have passed away. You girls probably wouldn't remember any of the legends like Hank Thompson and Ray Price and Don Williams.
Okay, yeah.
We've had.
I've never heard of those people.
You're a little young still, Lorelai.
Well, when you get big enough to go on Google, look them up. But we
I have an iPod.
Oh, that's great. We have several times a year. Elvis Presley is still very, very popular, even though this coming August it's going to be 40 years since he died.
It's crazy.
And so this year we've got 3 Elvis tribute artists coming, and
my grandmother would freak out if she knew this.
I'll show you this. This is Donnie Edwards, and he comes
Elvis
every
impersonator.
year, and he's one of them
That's
that looks
cool.
so much like the young Elvis.
That's crazy.
This is one of our posters from one of the past
Awesome,
shows.
yeah. You talked about renovating the whole place. So were y'all done doing that?
I still have a few things left to do. A few years ago, we had a couple of of young men that was out for a good time break into the theater and empty the fire extinguishers all over the place. And then when they exited, instead of exiting the way they got in, they went out the front doors and kicked them open and split the doors.
Uh-oh.
So that, so one of the last things on my list of things to do is to get new doors and replace the two double doors on the front of the building.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we're having to board them from the inside.
Oh.
But it works.
So you recently co-promoted a show called Asleep at the Wheel that actually played at another venue. So why did you decide to do that instead of just...
We went to the high school because Asleep at the Wheel is such a big name that we only have 475 seats. And as it was, we ended up selling almost 900 tickets.
Oh,
and
crazy.
So we just didn't have enough space. And the high school has a beautiful new auditorium with about a little under 2,000 seats.
Okay. Yeah, so you just space issue, huh? So what band, if you could get them to play at the theater, who would be like the dream person you'd want to come play at the Opry?
If I could get them, George Strait.
That's cool. All right, so what shows coming up that are going to be in the theater and for the people watching, like, would be interested in? So, to kind of promote that a little bit before we go.
Well, this coming Saturday, we've got Shenandoah.
Okay.
Shenandoah is a band that from about the late 80s and 90s, and they had they've been together for 30 years. This is their 30th anniversary tour.
Oh, crazy!
And
yeah. Okay.
Marty Rabin was one of the founding members, and he's back with the band, and so he's going to be at in the show on Saturday. But some of their songs is like 2 Dozen Roses and Church on Cumberland Road and Sunday in the South and Mama Knows and those kind of shows.
Yeah.
And then in April we've got Gary P. Nunn coming. If you ever see Austin City Limits,
Yeah. Yeah.
the opening song on Austin City Limits is I Want to Go Home to the Home of the
Yeah.
Armadillo.
Okay. Yeah.
That's Gary P. Nunn singing that.
Oh,
He wrote
cool.
that song.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
And then also later in the month we've got Conway Twitty's grandson and Loretta Lynn's granddaughter coming,
That's
and they're going to be
cool.
doing a tribute.
That's cool.
Memories of Conway and a tribute to Loretta Lynn.
Awesome. So you want to go ahead and promote, are y'all on social media or anything like that?
Yeah, on Facebook, I have my personal page is Marilyn Carter. I have a Texas Opry Theater page, a Texas Opry Theater events page, and so you can go on any of those. We have a website that's www.texasoprytheater.com. It's getting close to 900,000 hits on it.
Crazy. Yeah. Awesome.
And we also, we sell tickets online, or they can call me on the phone, and I can get them from over the phone and email them to them. So
Awesome.
all they have to do is print them off on their computer.
Awesome. So that's really cool, and I wish you the best of luck with
Well,
your
thank you.
upcoming shows and things. So thank you so much for being on our show today.
Well, you're very welcome, and it's very good to meet you, Lorelai.
Thank you.
You got anything to say before we go, Lorelai?
Yes.
Yes.
Don't let anyone think who you're not.
Awesome. Thanks
Because
for
you
that.
are who you are.
Is that well? My husband used to say that no matter where you go, there you are.
Yeah,
That's right. No
That's
matter
some-
where you go, there you are.
that's some great advice, and I'm really happy that we ended on such a happy note. So we are going to take a break, and I will see y'all after our break. Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. I'm your host Samantha here, and this is my co-host Lorelai Gilbert.
Hi.
What did you think about that interview, Lorelai?
Well, I think it was very good and perfect.
Awesome, me too. So for our next interview, I have my UK correspondent Tegan Westall interviewing Adam J. Morgan. So I hope y'all like that. It's about 10 minutes long, and I'll see you after that.
Hi, welcome to Slate Me. My name is Tegan Westall and I'm here today with Adam J. Morgan, who is a actor, director and writer. Is that right?
That's right.
There
That's
we go.
great.
So can you tell us a bit more about yourself, kind of where you've come from, what kind of pizza you like? That's a good question. I ask that one a lot.
Okay, pizza, pepperoni, definitely pepperoni.
Good choice.
I live in a Bristol, but I grew up in a small town called Yates. But I've now bought a flat with my girlfriend Helen. I've got a little 7-year-old boy, Lucas, and a 10-year-old boy called Harvey. So hello, Lucas. Yeah, that's really me, and I'm 34, but a lot of people say I look 25.
You do. What made you decide to get into acting in the first place then? How did it all kind of start out for you?
I think just having a love of film, and at a very young age my dad would show me the films from like the 50s and 60s as opposed to what was going on in the 80s, like Die Hard and Indiana Jones and all the films like that, and just a real love for the creative process of being in film. And you watch a film with your friends or your family and you go into this different world for a few hours, and it takes away anything that you might have going on in the real world. You kind of get lost in that moment, and I just wanted to be a part of that experience.
So of all the roles that you've ever played, whether it be stage or film, what would you say is your favourite role of all time?
Gosh, my favourite role, probably in a music video I did a couple of years ago, where I played a suicide, and it was a film about redemption, and yeah, I had to take some pills and kill myself in it. But I like the way the music video came out. I liked the song and I liked the visuals on it. It was quite a dark, very dark, disturbing film, but I kind of, I just like that role.
I suppose in a way when it's darker it's kind of easier to get your teeth into it as well, and you can kind of bring more to it.
Definitely.
So if it's the same role that's fine, but is there a most challenging role that you've ever had?
I would say playing myself, I did a film called The Life of Cynthia based on a true story, and the beginning of the movie I'm playing myself researching into what happened to Cynthia, and because I had written it and also I was directing, I was trying to focus on the actress in front of me, my own lines, wondering if the camera was picking everything up. So for me as an actor that was a real challenge, and I realised as soon as I made that film that I would never do that again, and if I was directing or writing or any way involved in it, I wouldn't be acting at the same time. It was too much to take on. I don't know how Mel Gibson does it.
I was going to say that would be absolutely too much to bear.
Yeah.
Obviously one of your most recent projects that I'm aware of is the trial of Rebecca Warlock as well. Can you tell us a bit more about that, like your role in that, how it all came about?
I was approached by someone called Kevin Warlock over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, after he saw some of my work, and it's a very personal story to him. It was his great grandmother. Way back in 1820, Rebecca was living in Bristol, and her husband was very abusive, her husband Thomas, and she decided to buy rat poison, put it in his beer jug, and beer was added. He drank it, and after a few days he died in pain. She was brought to trial, and she was, I think the jury took less than 7 minutes to find her guilty.
Wow.
And she was hanged in Gloucester in the same year, leaving behind small children. Now for me, as a writer and as a director, it was a very powerful story that I've really wanted to do.
Yeah, that's very kind of...
Very emotional, very powerful, and you're bringing someone back to life that existed over almost 200 years ago now. and you're creating them again, and it's telling someone's story through film and acknowledging that these people did exist once.
That must be quite a challenge, because obviously The Life of Cynthia was also based on a real person as well. So what kind of challenges are involved with casting actors to play real people, as in real people that existed before?
I think you just need to find someone that has a love for the role rather than any kind of money or gain. I know when we cast Faith Elizabeth in The Trial of Rebecca Warlock, straight away I could see she was really personal with her connection to it, and she not only did she send us a really good audition, she sent us a 2 or 3 minute video saying that she had been through an abusive relationship herself, and she could really sort of take it to heart and feel for the character. And even before shooting, when she came to Bristol, she wanted to go around the graveyard and see if she could find Rebecca's grave. She wanted to know where the house was that Rebecca would have grown up in, and she really took the whole character to heart. And I think when you cast someone, finding someone that is really passionate about the role, like I said, rather than just doing it for an extra film credit, makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I can imagine. So another project that you're doing at the moment, which I think is still being aired at the moment on Made in Bristol TV channel, that's The Shadow Chasers, isn't it?
Shadow Chasers, yes, yeah.
Can you tell us a bit more about that as well? Because that's very different, isn't it?
It's very different, but I've always been into ghosts and paranormal stuff from a young age. I used to love those kind of programs. Always been into ghost hunting, so it was a combination of actually going to these locations. We take a medium with us. She says what she can pick up, and then me and Rob and the presenter do the scientific side and try and find evidence using an EMF meter, thermal imaging and cameras and DAT recorders, trying to capture solid evidence to back up what Nikki is saying. And it's one of those shows that we work really well as a team, all of us together, and I think that combination is great. We have a bit of banter, we have some fun, but we take what we're doing very serious, and we've had some really creepy moments and scary stuff that I can't even explain that happens to us on a regular basis. But yeah, a very different, there's no script, and there's no, except from the presenter sort of explaining the history of the location at the beginning, nothing is scripted. So what you see in each episode is what happened on the night.
So I take it you go to these locations for a night and film for X amount of hours, and
yeah, we film until it goes flat. So what I mean by that is if we arrive at 8 o'clock and we get all the presenting stuff out of the way, and Nikki walking around, Nikki the medium sort of showing us where the best places are, when it hits midnight we'll then keep recording until, you know, in the sort of ghost hunting term, it goes flat, meaning nothing's happening, we're not getting any reaction, everyone's emotionally and physically drained and wants to go home to a hot chocolate in their bed.
I bet.
Sometimes that could be 2 in the morning, or if it, like the Ram Inn was very active, it was more sort of 4 a.m. in the morning. So
God, all that time, that must be really, really difficult.
it's draining, especially as we all work in sort of day jobs as well. And we're doing this on the evening and staying out until that. So sometimes we've come from our day job straight into filming until 2 in the morning. It is exhausting.
Gosh. So it's all really exciting, and you've got all these projects lined up. Do you have any plans for the future, anything in the pipeline that you can tell us about?
Well, I keep saying I'm going to take a break. Every short film I make, when it's finished, you are very drained from the whole project. And I keep promising myself and my girlfriend I'm going to take a break from it. However, Shadow Chasers, I think will be my focus for this year. I think it's got a lot of potential. There's a lot of, we're almost becoming like a family, the whole team, and I think there's a lot of mileage in Shadow Chasers, and there's a lot of locations that I want to investigate. So I would say future projects will be Shadow Chasers for the next year or so.
That's great. And obviously, as I said, Slate Me is a show aimed at young performers, whether they be interested in writing, directing, or acting, or anything else. What would be your advice to young actors or performers watching at the moment to how to get started in the industry?
It's all about what they personally want. I think decide what you want out of it? Do you want it to become rich? Do you want it because you want the fame? Do you want it because you want maybe a combination of the two? Just decide what you want from it and go for it, because no one will do it for you. You will find support and encouragement along the way, but it's all about your own self-belief and do it to a degree that you're happy. One of my actress friends recently said, find your niche.
Yeah.
You know, if you like horror as a film, or you like dramas, decide what you want, and push yourself and sell yourself in a way that you are seen in the best light, and just really go for it. Really just push yourself. Read scripts, and if you don't like what's in the script, you don't feel it's you, don't do that. Don't perform in that, and take on what you're comfortable with. But also at the same time, if you want to learn, push those boundaries and do stuff that you would look at as a challenge, a role that you wouldn't normally do, and say to myself, it's going to be hard work, but I want to do this and prove that I can actually do it. And I think you find after a couple of years of doing it, your own comfort levels and what your strongest points are and what you're happy with doing on camera.
That's great. Thank you very much for talking to me. So I'm Tegan Westall. This is Adam J. Morgan. This is Slate Me. Thank you very much.
Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. I'm your host, Samantha. And this is my co-host, Lorelai Gilbert. And this is our next guest, Israel Luna. Do you want to talk a little bit about yourself for a second? Tell us, who are you?
Well, we've had a blast during this break because the conversations that they've been having are pretty awesome.
I can't hold it together.
Yeah, you know what? I think this is my first interview with someone so young.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting.
I'm 5 years old.
Oh, I'm so sorry. She is way older than I thought she was. She is 5.
She's 5 years
I'm
old.
almost 6.
And she is a great co-host, honestly.
Yes. She already warned me that she talks too much, so we might need longer than what this segment allows.
Just a little bit.
I can keep it in.
Okay.
She can hold it in better than I can. All right, Israel. So,
Yes.
You want to tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, well, I do quite a bit of things. I'm a working filmmaker, which I'm hoping that we will work together very soon. And I also run this place, Space Studios. And for a second, I almost forgot the name of the studio. I'm like, what is it called?
That's that studio that I run. Yeah.
And I also run a film competition called Rack Focus. And are you in any films this round?
I'm not. Okay, I take that back. I'm in 2. I second assistant directed one called Don't Drink the Water, and then I had a little small role in Anthem of the Gunshot, so that's cool.
Anthem of the Gunshot. That's the first I've heard of that one. Who's doing that one?
I forgot her last name, but her first name's Christina.
Oh, okay. Yes,
Christina Bailey is the director.
Yes,
okay,
got it.
Cool.
Christina and Christina.
Yeah, I get them mixed up.
Got it. Yeah, so I run that competition as well, and I also have a show on Fridays here out of Space Station called Don't Panic. So my show is going to be tomorrow. That's going to be fun. You were on it. Was it last week?
I think it was
2 shows.
Was it last week? I think it was last week. Yeah, last week.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun on that show, honestly.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
It was fun having you there.
So on Don't Panic, like, what do you talk about? Like, what's the show about?
Don't Panic is kind of the best way to describe it is it's sort of like The View.
Okay,
so
yeah.
it's like one moderator plus on my show it's 3 guests, and then we just talk about random topics. The first section is a little bit of politics, and then we cut to break, and then we have different segments focusing on different subjects. I like to do a little bit of pop culture. I like to do a little bit of just one specific section that really asks more of the guests to talk more about themselves.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, but it's a
That's
lot
cool.
of fun.
Yeah, and every Friday for how long have we been doing that?
Yeah.
While?
This one is going to be my 4th show.
4th.
Yeah, so almost a
Wow.
month.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, we'll have
Oh,
to have you
yeah.
back on, by the way.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Yes. And it's fun to do Don't Panic because, you have different personalities. So it's always fun to see what someone's opinion is on a
Mm-hmm. Oh,
certain
yeah, for
subject
sure.
and then have someone chime in and say, no, that's not
And
right.
y'all talk a bit of like subjects that have a little bit of controversy, so everybody can have different opinions, and it's really.
I don't know
fun.
what you're talking about.
I have
No
no idea what
controversy.
you're talking
on
about.
this
Not at all. Okay.
Yeah, we do because I think that's fun. I think, if somebody's willing to post it on Facebook
Uh-huh.
and be super angry about it, I thought, if it's done in person, maybe it'll sort of sugarcoat it a little bit to where they're just not so, because, you
Yeah.
get braver when you're behind a computer
For
screen.
sure. Yeah.
So I like having those differences of opinions and having push button topics that people can really give their opinion, and it's okay if we disagree. We just want to know your take on it because this is ours.
For sure. Yeah. So how long have you been in this industry, and like how did you get into this, like starting out?
I started in about 2000. She wasn't even being thought of being born yet.
Me either.
And when were you born?
2002.
Oh my gosh, I feel super old now. Super old. But yeah, I started seriously around 2000, and then I shot my first. 2000 is kind of like in 98 to 2000 is when I quit my 2 jobs. I worked at a clothing store during the day, and I was a server at night. And I quit both of those to pursue this full time, and I was very panicked. I should have watched
Don't
my-
panic.
Exactly. But yeah, seriously, like in 2001 is when I shot my first film called Is Anybody There, which later on ended up being the Ouija Experiment. Yeah.
Those are such good movies, and you can find those on Redbox and
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yes.
And all
Yes.
sorts
I
of.
watch Netflix at my Grammy's.
Really?
She has internet.
Yeah.
Can
Well,
you
he's-
watch horror movies, or are you too young? They won't let you watch scary movies?
I can watch zombie movies
Really?
and vampire shows.
What?
That's cool.
Wow, you're not
He's-
scared?
You're not scared of vampires or zombies or anything?
No,
Okay.
She
I
doesn't
think it's
panic.
hilarious.
She thinks it's funny. Okay. Well, he's got a movie on Netflix. That's cool, huh? Yeah.
She's not impressed.
I'm impressed. I'm thoroughly impressed. And your next movie that's, getting out there and is going to be in what, Redbox?
Yes, it's a zombie movie. That's my next movie. You like zombie movies?
Mom doesn't let me watch them very much.
Oh.
Maybe she'll make an exception for this one.
Maybe. It's very
She's
gory.
not even less
It's
than
really
that.
gory.
She's
So do
not
you
even
wanna-
less than that. She's right in there.
So, do you want to talk a little bit about your upcoming zombie movie?
Yeah, well, it's coming out. There's a slight curse word in it, so I don't know if I should say it. The title of it.
Just bleep yourself.
It's called Kicking Zombie Butt for Jesus. Yeah,
Okay.
I had to be really careful to bleep out the right word. But yeah, I think it's very timely.
Oh
It's
my
very
goodness.
now.
All right, yeah.
Especially with the whole thing with politics right now and the right wing against the left wing and blah blah blah. So it's
Yeah.
going to I think it's going to make quite an impact. At least I'm hoping, and I'm very excited. It should come out this summer.
Oh, so are you going to have like a premiere or anything for that?
Yes, I am. I don't know where yet, but I know this one's highly anticipated because it's sort of a companion piece to another film that I did, and they've been waiting on it for a while. And I've just had a lot going on, and I had time limits with other films that I had to do first, and now I can finally focus on this one and finish it up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So who's in that?
Let's see, a lot of local people. We have Richard Curtin. Was Richard on the show when you were on the show?
I do believe so, yes.
He talks like this. He's got a gravelly voice, and he's here with a ponytail. Was he? I thought he was.
Kel and Angel were on my show.
Oh, Kel and Angel.
I think that was the one right before me.
Got it. Okay, yeah. So anyway, Richard Curtin's in it. Crystal Summers, Jenna Sky, Angel Martinez is in it.
Yeah, he is cool.
Yeah, and and quite a few people. Do you know Alan Carroll? Alan Carroll was a judge for Rack Focus twice.
Okay, yeah, I remembered. Yeah, and he
Yeah.
wore 2 different shoes, right?
No, that's Richard.
That's Richard.
That's
okay.
Richard. Alan,
Yeah, I
Alan is
remember,
actually
yeah.
a female.
Okay, I
Alan.
remember.
She's anyway, she's in the zombie film, and yeah,
That's
quite a few other
cool.
people. Yeah, so I can't wait. I was just editing right before I came in. To be
So, to wrap up the show, do you want to, promote yourself, where we can find you in the studio and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. We are Space Studios. We are located at 1499 Regal Row, Suite 505. If you come to the plaza, drive to the back section of the parking lot, and we are there. And we are open every single day, 10 to 7. And come by for a tour if you want.
Oh, yeah.
And we always have stuff going on. I mean, y'all are here
Honestly,
practically.
yeah.
Y'all practically
I'm
live
here every single day of my life.
Yeah.
I live here practically. So, I mean, you've done so much. And honestly, you really haven't been doing this, but 15, 16 years? Something like that?
Yep.
And that's crazy.
Yeah, and we opened the studio up just in October, so like 6 months.
And this studio is honestly really beautiful.
Thank you very
I
much.
like it a lot. It's big, it's huge. So I'm so happy I got to interview on my show. What did you think, Lorelai? Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Okay. So thank you, Israel, so much, and I wish you the
Absolutely.
best of luck with your show
Thanks
and
for having me
everything. And I really recommend you come and at least take a tour. So here in Dallas, Texas, Space Studios. Woo woo.
Bye.
We will see you after our break with our musical guest, Kendall Bowser. All right. See you. Bye.
Bye.
This Slate Me music segment is brought to you by the multi-Grammy award-winning Blue Cat Studios, located in the King William District of San Antonio, and by Honer Instruments, a music tradition since 1857, and by H. Jimenez Guitars, tradition with innovation.
Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. I'm your host, Samantha here, and this is my co-host, Lorelai Gilbert.
Hi.
And for our next segment, we have our musical guest. So her name is Kendall Bowser, and I'll swap to her camera and let her introduce herself and what song she's going to sing. So here you go.
Hey guys, I'm Kendall Bowser. This is Matthew Schaefer. This first song is an original. It's called Say Goodbye. I took your picture off the wall. That ring that meant so much, now it means nothing at all. That sweet sensation of your voice is haunting me. I wish I could house is empty with you gone. Sometimes I hear your voice when the wind is blowing strong. I guess I got some time to think about what I'll do when I can breathe and I am finally over you. But why'd you have to do it? Why'd you have to run and leave me here among the ruins? It's like you wanted to forget us, drove into the night to go and find something better. Some days I find myself wishing that things were different. I can't say goodbye. I can't say goodbye. I can't say goodbye, 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 goodbye. I can't say goodbye, 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 goodbye. But why'd you have to do it? Why'd you have to run and leave me here among the ruins? It's like you wanted to forget us, drove into the night to go and find something better. Some days I find myself wishing that things were different. I can't say goodbye. I can't say goodbye. I can't say goodbye, 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 goodbye. I can't say goodbye, 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 goodbye. I can't say.
Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. I'm your host Samantha here, and this is my co-host Lolai Gilbert. And this is Kendall Bowser, and that was a beautiful performance. And that you said that's an original song, correct?
Yes.
So when did you write that, and how did you even think of that?
So I actually wrote it about a year ago. I wrote it after someone broke up with me, obviously. That's how I write most of my songs. But it was just kind of about someone just leaving you, and how could you do that? Why'd you do it? And that's
Goodbye.
the basis of the song. Yeah.
That's crazy. So how long have you been in the music industry and singing and doing that?
Well, I started singing when I was about 4 years old. I started at church, and this lady told my mom, she was like, you should put Kendall in voice lessons. And my mom said, okay, and then put me in voice lessons, and I've been singing ever since. So,
That's crazy. So
yeah.
do you have an album out or an EP or anything we can listen to you?
My debut EP is coming out on April 21st. I'm also having my EP release party that day. I do have one song out right now. It's my single, So Simple. I also have a music video out of that one, and I have over 55,000 views.
Crazy.
So that's cool. But yeah, so my album comes out on April 21st, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, that's really exciting. So do you play the guitar, or do you always have someone play for you? Or?
I do play the guitar. I like the vibe of having someone else with me and not just by myself.
Makes sense. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So how can we find you and your songs and music, you know? YouTube, Facebook?
Yeah,
things like
so
that?
I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Reverb Nation. You can just search my name and you'll find me. It's
All
just
right, yeah.
Kendall Bowser. And then on iTunes, like I said, I have the one song, So Simple. So you
All
can
right,
find
yeah.
it on
So I'm really looking forward to your EP, honestly.
Thank you,
That was
yeah.
so good. Like I can't
Thank
even
you.
compare. It's so good. All right, so before we go, how old are you?
there. I'm 17.
And you've been wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, thank
So
you.
you write all your own music, or do you have a co-writer?
I co-write a lot of my songs. This next one that I'm about to do, Hey Boy, I actually wrote by myself. So
Crazy,
that's cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we're gonna cut to a quick commercial break while we set up back for our your next song. So we will see you after that. Help, Josh.
All right, and this next one is Hey Boy. Hey boy, hey boy, hey boy, hey boy. Are you just talking about her so I have to put off the way I really feel about you, how I don't like her a lot? I'm just waiting for this talk to hit a sun stop. Hey there, love, I want you just shut up. Are you giving me tips how I should love a man, just so I would know? Treat your heart that is broken. Stop messing with my head, wanna say I'm over it. I'm just too weak, you consume my head. But part of me says, hey boy, what you doing here now? Don't you say, boy, done enough damage, how do you live, boy? With the guilt in your heart, if you would have spoken up, then I wouldn't have to say, hey boy, hey boy, hey boy, hey boy. I would say congrats about the 10 months that have passed, but if I said that I'd be lying, and I don't like doing that. Guess I lost my chance with you, but now I want it back. Can call me selfish, but I call it fighting back. But part of me says, hey boy, what you doing here now? Don't you say, boy, done enough damage, how do you live, boy? With guilt in your heart, if you would have spoken up, then I wouldn't have to say, hey boy, what you doing here now? Don't you say, boy, done enough damage, how do you live, boy? With guilt in your heart, if you would have spoken up, then I wouldn't have to say, hey boy. So hey boy, what you doing here now? Don't you say, boy, done enough damage, how do you live, boy? With guilt in your heart, if you would have spoken up, then I wouldn't have to say, hey boy, what you doing here now? Don't you say, boy, done enough damage, how do you live, boy? With the guilt in your heart, if you would have spoken up, then I wouldn't have to say, hey boy, hey boy, hey boy, hey boy, hey boy.
Oh my God, I've got the chills. That was so good. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, she said she wrote that song herself, and I know that she's not sitting here right next to me, but I want to appreciate Kendall and her manager Tiffany and her mother and her friend here playing the guitar so much for being on our show. And did you like the song, Solai?
Yes.
You did? All right, well, I'm glad Lorelai liked them. I for sure liked them. And I will see you with our, next segment after this short break. Hey guys, welcome back to Slate Me. I'm your host Samantha here, and this is my co-host Lorelai Gilbert.
Hi.
And as you all know, we're giving away this H. Jimenez guitar at the very end of our show. All of our guests will sign it, and you know the drill. There's 7 codes at the very end. You email them all into slatemetv@gmail.com, and the word for today is Kyle. It's all names, easy to remember. So if you remember all 7 at the end of the show, you have a chance to win this guitar. So I hope you enjoyed our show today, because I for sure did. Did you enjoy it, Lorelai?
Yes.
Yes, always?
Always.
Always. So next week we will have our last show, and I'm really sad because I had so much fun this season. But do you have any words of advice, Lorelai?
Yes.
Yes.
Don't let anyone think what you're not.
That's some good advice. All right, Lorelai. I'm glad you had fun, because I had fun. And we will see you next week.
I hope I come back.
She hopes she comes back. So we will see you next week. All right, bye, guys.